Yeah, hi, hello. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for making it all the way here. I've got Mr. Sankatmochan and Mr. Alok Dharadhar by myself, two pioneers of the retail industry in India, as I'm sure you all know. Please allow me to introduce myself briefly. My name is Gautam Gupta. I'm the co-founder and director of a company called TagID Solutions. TagID Solutions is an end-to-end RFID solution provider. We've been lucky enough that in our 8 years of our journey that some very prestigious and trusted brands have trusted us to fulfill their problem statements and to add value to their business. Style Union is one of them. And we're just going to get straight into the Q&A session with these two giants, and let's see if we can get some good learnings from them. So Alok sir and Sankat sir, you guys took a very bold step to start RFID in your new business back in 2022 to be RFID enabled from day one. So what was the driving thought process behind ki I want to do this no matter what? This is a foundation of my business. Could you please?
Yeah, I'll take that. First and foremost, when we were putting the thought on Style Union, we wanted to be a lean organization. So that's the underlying thought there. And how do I make sure that I am a lean organization throughout the supply chain, at the stores, and what will help me get there? So that was the pillar to get RFID involved. Yes, the cost per piece, etc., were a question mark at that point of time. Looking at what application I would use to make it a success was still a question, but we believed that we would get there as we progress. And to make it work, the whole organization was behind it. So it's not just the IT or the supply chain. Our category teams had to talk to vendors on adding the RFID tags at the source. We needed to train people in the warehouse, in the stores, to change in the process. But everybody in this whole process found value in it. The vendors knew that there was accuracy in what they were packing. The warehouse could invert stocks in matter of minutes. The stores were happy not opening cartons before doing a GRN. And we naturally saw customers also being wowed when they were at the point of sale. So it was a win-win for all.
So I just like to add in that the decision to start from the day one, while after let's say 2 years or 3 years, when the scaling will happen, the volumes will be there, and during that 18 to 20 months, the whole participants, be it vendor, be it store, warehouse, all the people were ready to manage those scale. When the scale come, so every partner was ready how to manage the RFID frictions, what to expect in terms of the system changes and the complexity that is there. So now today in 26 months, our volume is 5 times more than what we started in 2022. It's the value generation is quite high. It's a multifold that we're generating the value today.
Thank you, sirs, for that insightful reply. Now we'll fast forward, 6 years or 4 years, and the volumes are here. We're operating 170 stores. We're doing over 5 million reads of RFID every time we do stock take, and our stock accuracy should be high. As a result of this accuracy of data in your supply chain, what is the single biggest benefit that you are seeing and that you think your customers are also getting as a result?
So looking at, I mean, starting from the store, the kind of the accuracy there in the inventory. So our store is now, so we have the shop floor, we have the back store also. With the RFID, there is a possibility of you can count the back store, you can count the shop floor. So within the store, the replenishment is very frequent because you, at any point of time, you know that what is there on the floor, what is there in the back store, and what is the missing sizes during the day. So within the store, the replenishment becomes very faster and easy for the people to manage there. Taking the warehousing and the vendor side, from the vendor side, because it's a factory scanning. Earlier, you need to verify in the warehouse and then you need to tell the vendor there is a discrepancy or not. What RFID helped vendor to do the scanning after the production, after the packing of the merchandise, before handing to the transporter. So they know that their accuracy is thus much and they are expecting there is no variances in the warehouse. So in terms of the accuracy across, it's because of that, it's benefiting a lot.
Now, this is a question that I don't think we've prepared for in advance, but I'm going to throw you a curveball. While we were implementing this together, what was one challenge or any challenge that comes to your mind, and how did we sort of work together as a team to resolve it? Is there anything that you'd like to share?
So I'll start here. So we decided that we will have RFID without having an application at all on what would it do. So the biggest challenge for us was the time at which the store was supposed to open, and we said that we'll have a POS that reads RFID. So an integration between my POS application and RFID application was the first moment of truth for us. And the day we opened the store and it worked flawlessly. So for us, it was really a point of saying that where the rubber meets the ground and hence it works. So that's something that comes to my mind as a first thought. So it went flawlessly from there, and naturally we had hiccups in other parts of the processes, but we've been able to overcome them because we worked as a team. So supply chain, store ops, IT, and the partner working together really makes the whole of a difference.
So, the biggest challenge was there to how to train the 200 factories to do the scanning at their end. I mean, smaller factories are there operated with the people. So initially that was the very challenge that if we keep scanning everything into the warehouse, even with the RFID, the man force will not be reduced so much. So during that time, we initiated a program called the Green Channel Vendor, where they are certified to do the scanning on the behalf of us, and then we can take it that the scanning as a pre-receiving. So that was the biggest collaboration that we happened between the 200 factories from the HO to the ground people, and that was the biggest success also.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's remarkable to think about it. To make 200 unorganized factories to start doing RFID scans, it's actually the first time that anyone has ever done this. I would say in India and even globally. So really, hats off to you guys, sir. And now, my final question will be to any retailer who's thinking about RFID, मैं करूँ कि नहीं, should I do it, should I not? What would be your advice to them as the most experienced RFID users in the country right now?
So the biggest question is always how does my customer benefit out of this? Okay, for me as a brand, I induce or ask customers to give a review either through in store application or a standard Google review that people can put in. The while they talk about service, while they talk about the product, we have surprisingly seen people, customers acknowledging the speed at which the point of sale works because of RFID. For them, it's magic happening when they come to in front of the cashier and the billing of 10, 12 pieces happens in matter of seconds, and they're out of that point of sale in probably the next 120 seconds. So they need to spend more time probably finding or looking for products, but very little time getting checked out. So that's something that really stands out for us from a customer service point of view. The other is if a customer asks if there is a size available or not, my staff doesn't need to say, let me check. he can check it on his handheld and say that is the product available with him, is it in the front store or is it in the back store, looking for it and giving it to the customer at that same point of time really is customer delight. So from a customer angle, I think these two use cases are really important. The third, the biggest one and the most surprising one that we've done currently is the trial room activity, where I know what gets trial and what gets purchased. A correlation really tells me if the product's styling is an issue or something else. So that's something that comes to my mind.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Before we break into question and answers, team, could you please play the video that we had prepared? This will give you, we're talking so much. Now this video will give you an actual insight as to how things look. From entry to exit, India's most successful RFID deployment at Style Union, powered by TagID solutions to elevate store operations and customer experience. Previously, receiving shipments in the store involved a lack of space, time, and errors. With RFID, the store team can now process the inward in the store without opening a single box, within just a few minutes, and with 100% accuracy. RFID technology has advanced to be an intelligent system for loss prevention, providing retailers with a data point they never had before. What item passed through the exit gate and when. The store staff is equipped with a dashboard that provides real-time visibility and allows them to provide immediate feedback against the alert. Shrinkage rates are the lowest in the industry, and the lack of hard tags in the store provide a superior aesthetic and faster billing experience. Now, the biggest value add, getting the right goods to the right customer at the right time. Stores can do stock take on a daily basis and thus keep stocks as per what customers need. A common request of finding another color or size is no longer guesswork or relying on the staff's memory. RFID inventory helps the team find the article and provide a differentiated experience to the customer. The journey continues to the trial room, where readers are able to provide the retailer with insight as to which designs are actually being tried and which aren't making it off the rack, and which are being sold. Once the garments are tried and the customer wants to purchase, they do not have to wait in long lines for billing. With RFID, billing is lightning quick. 9 items scanned in a matter of seconds. At the end of every season, stores used to spend days physically counting every remaining garment before sending it back to the DC. Now, everything on the transfer trolley is scanned in one pass. 200 plus garments read in a matter of seconds. The system generates the full transfer document automatically, exact SKUs, exact quantities, ready to sign and dispatch back to the DC. From the warehouse to the checkout counter, every step powered by RFID, Style Union and TagID, building the future of Indian retail one tag at a time.
Thank you. Thank you to our presenters. I'd like to move forward to our jury members for questions, if any.
Yeah, this is Ranjit here. 3 questions actually. One to the customer. Why TagID and not some other RFID provider? 2, as a result of this, how much did your supply chain cost go up? And 3rd, how do you handle wrong tagging experiences?
So I'll start with the last one. Initially when we started, obviously, we started with the rejection rate of 18 to 20%. So for example, I'm receiving the 1,000 boxes in a day in the warehouse. So there will be 180 boxes get rejected by the machine and then the correction. But eventually with the training we improved. But the ultimate change came when we make the factories enabled to do the counting, and that answered the why the TagID also along with that. The responsiveness in terms of the developing the application to enable the factories to scan at their end and then integrating the solution with the vendor portal, because we link that unless you scan the right, it will not generate the shipment notification, hence the pickup will not happen by the courier guys. So all these processes were linked up together, and that's where the having the tag ID in premises, the having those solution changes immediately required, that happened because of that. So we found a lot of variances initially. Rather than the garment, they only put the tag. The tag is only there because you scan, you get the number. Then the complexity happened in the automation. We had the weighing as a subject, and then if the weigh is different than the total number of the quantity, then rejection will happen. I believe that it's more educating the factories. It is not because they are not deliberately doing that, but it's more educating them over a period of time. Right now, my rejection in the warehouse in terms of the inbound is 0.3%. Today, I'm operating at 4,000 boxes in a day, and that it's quite manageable with the whole automation. The third one is the cost. I believe that the Alok can, because that is something it is added into the product cost. That I request you to you help on that part.
Cost of tags is minuscule versus the saving that you'll probably get on human labor across the supply chain. So that takes care of the cost of it. And why TagID? I think TagID should answer that question.
It'll take me a longer while to pitch myself fully. So please come speak to me in my stall.
Can I ask a question? This is Puran from TVZ. I'm from jewelry company. We have tried RFID in past, I think 2018, 2020, 2022. What has happened in our case now, since we deal with jewelry, the tag reading doesn't happen properly because the vendor itself says that, it's a metal, so there will be a lot of interference for the metal. So the accuracy is not that much. What is your take on it?
Sir, so RFID in jewelry is a a use case that's been proven. I can't comment on the kind of tags or the kind of readers that you may have used in the past. But yes, metal is known to be a challenge to RFID, but for every challenge there is a solution. So I'd love to speak to you later, and I'd love to do a POC for you just to see if it works or not. But I'm reasonably confident that it should work. I have personally done projects in jewelry, and हमें कोई तकलीफ नहीं आई है. So I'd love to solve your problem if you give us the chance.
Thank you. So do we have one more? We'll take that
Just
as
one
more
question.
Yes.
Sandeep here from PwC. So theft tracking is one of the jewelry use case, I think. And for apparel as well as a whole, that is one of the major challenges for retail stores. So how are you tackling that?
Yeah, so loss prevention gets tackled in twofold. One is by doing stock take in your stores on a daily basis and holding your store staff accountable that my system stock and my physical stock must match, right? And if it doesn't match, then there's some KPIs linked to that. That's number one. Number two is obviously exit gate reading technology. But unfortunately, it is possible to fraud that, right? If you hold the tag in your hand, it's not going to read. So I would not say that's foolproof. Technology is here to help. It's a tool, but that tool can be misused. But the most important thing is to set a watertight process with your teams and have the tech be there as a strong deterrent. Plus with RFID, you get data on like what was stolen when or what passed through the gate when, which is rich data which retailers have never had before. So that's the bit on loss prevention.